From start, and then other people.
I'm out of chocolate ones.
Oh my gosh.
How was there chocolate in there?
I had Cadbury. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, Mitchell came by the house and raided the toys, the candy pantry.
We're live?
Yeah, we're live.
Awesome. Let me share it.
There we go. We're resharing it. What's up, guys? This is Fight Bananas. 2-in-1 night. We just had a great show with Ryan Quinn, American Top Team. John was actually trying to hit the correct button. I messed it up and hit it, but we wanted two different shows, so we'll have two different Facebook and YouTube shows. You want to move it a little bit your way, John?
Oh, John.
Sir.
I didn't want to. I wasn't trying to talk too much about Combat Night during the last one because I know it was about Quinn.
Sure.
So if you check out the shirt.
Oh my God, guys!
When they were talking about comic books.
You ready for this?
Oh yeah, that one. I like that one.
So, you can go on combatnight.com for these. Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys. combatnight.com. Make sure you check out the shirts, buy tickets. August 24th, this Saturday night, big show in Orlando, Florida. Telling you guys, look at this man. He brought me a shirt today and bought me a buffalo chicken wrap. Best man in the building right there.
Hell yeah.
Polar Pop. This is show 2 in one night, and you're on again. Let me get a card for a lifetime Polar Pop.
That's true. Good point. I'm going to share this, get this going. And real quick, we're going to talk to Mitchell, MMA, scoreboard, combat night, so many big things. October 5th, we'll get into that. Holy crap. Manscaped.com. Definitely check them out. I've been using it for a week straight. They got cologne. They got, I know it sounds so
That's
crazy.
why you smell so good.
Thank you, sir. It's oh my.
Stinks.
And then they got like, I'm going to be just real with you. They got like a refresher. It's like a little spray bottle. After a hot day, we live in Florida, most of us, you go down there and you spray. It feels delightful.
Dare I say man douche? Is it a man douche?
That is what that sounds like.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody else was with me.
Manscaped.com. Put in that special code DVA20. You get 20% off and free shipping. I'm saving the world one smelly
shipping
balls
at
at a time. There you go.
Hey.
Hey guys, if you got any questions for us, make sure you put them in the comments.
There you go.
Ask away. And,
Yes.
We
That-
saw
let's
Naomi
not talk
Young
about
was on the
his-
last one. Naomi, get back on this one. Maybe have some Q&As for the old boss. Who knows?
Oh, nice. I can't wait for her fight, man. I'm excited.
She's a monster.
It's a title fight, right?
Yeah.
It is a
She's
title
lost the
fight.
title fight. She's been pretty active. So,
She's a monster.
yeah.
She loves fighting. I love it. I love fighting. Yeah, she's a hitter. She bang, bang. She goes.
Eddie watching again. Oh, my
Where's she fight at?
115,
Okay.
120, and one. She's like kind of a couple different things playing around with
She's
it.
tall.
Yeah.
I was gonna
she
say,
is.
She's long.
in a year from now, what do you think her weight class should be?
That's a hard one, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's
115 to
tall.
125.
Yeah, she's tall enough to be 125.
She's a
I
grown
think.
woman though.
Yeah.
You know, she's not like a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. She's got a kid too, and yeah, she's a mom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I knew that.
Really,
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Really nice.
What?
Really nice girl. I don't want to say that. I mean,
No,
lady.
super nice. And
Straight.
usually.
I was just saying that because like she's
No.
not gonna like grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If she was 19, 18, yeah,
Oh.
she might grow into a bigger weight class.
Naomi's watching right now. That's fine. We've been talking about you for 2 minutes straight, and giving her a great compliment right here. I deal and talk to so many fighters on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Been doing this for years, and Naomi's been one of the nicest people to talk to. And we've been going back and forth trying to get like an interview going for the fight and everything. And then, yeah, you said about being a mom. You know, she had something come up with her kids. I had something come up with mine. And I really want to do it at her gym. I love going to different gyms, being in her, environment, watching her work a little bit and asking her some funky, fun questions, So we'll get Naomi. We'll get you on the Fight Banana show soon enough. But we can't wait. Saturday night for your fight. We know you're cutting weight. Can't wait to watch you. Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, and actually her opponent Mariah Kill is coming up from Tallahassee.
Ooh.
And first of all, like it's probably my favorite fighter name ever, Mariah Kill. Her last name is Kill.
Yeah.
Kill.
Yeah.
That really has so many nicknames.
You had to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Mariah going for the kill.
Oh yeah.
Like man, she didn't have so many.
It's an
cool
announcer's
nicknames,
dream.
right?
Well,
But yeah, those two together, like they're both undefeated.
What's oh they are so
Yeah,
sad.
they're both undefeated. I believe she's 3-0. Don't call me on that, but I think she's 3-0.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
All
gonna be
kickboxing? Or she
yeah,
got MMA?
kickboxing.
All kickboxing.
Yeah,
Naomi wrote roadkill.
oh,
Oh,
Ooh,
All right.
Oh,
I
my
like
goodness.
it. A little spice in there.
I
Okay.
know, man. We can't wait for weigh-ins now.
I actually did not think of that, so that's pretty funny.
That is pretty
You
good.
should slip the announcer a 20 and tell him to announce. No, I'm just kidding. We don't need that. I'll have a conversation with them before the fights. Listen.
Yeah. We know some announcers that will take it.
We do.
All right. So Mitchell,
I see what you did
yeah, you like that? Let's start with just this right here. We'll start right in the now. A couple nights away. Tomorrow nights are weigh-ins. Saturday night, August 24th. Tickets at combatnight.com. We were even at dinner behind the scenes. Curtin, this man's selling tables at dinner. This man never stops. It's great. How excited are you for this show? Back in Orlando. It's just a great... and we'll get into that in a second. Orlando and Central Florida is just on fire in MMA. So take it away.
For sure, man. So this Saturday we've got a stacked card. We have a couple female fights. I believe we have 3 female fights. Those are always fun fights.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Never not.
Always.
They're always the best fight on the card. I always say that.
If I was a promoter, I would have 14 fights, 7 heavyweights and 7 female.
Yeah.
That's all I would have.
Would
I want Brian Taylor on every card.
I gotta So we'll get right back to that.
Yeah.
Fight. Would you ever think that the UFC would be successful with a full female card, top to bottom?
I don't think right now there's a female that carries that full draw. I don't think even 2 of them right now do. I think if they would have done it, it would have had to be the first Amanda Nunes versus Cyborg fight. It would have had to be like Valentina versus like Juliana Pena. That was really high. So they could have, but I don't know if all the fights would be ready at the same time, if that makes sense.
Great point. Great point.
But if they did it, I know. But if they did line up and they were able to do a full card, do you think there's enough females, enough names out there?
Yeah.
And I think they put on hard enough fights that we would all go, that card that everyone fought. Everyone was just a nasty fight.
Jillian Savage and Barber put that on.
Yeah.
The Valentino.
Ian Cyborg when they did it.
I can't believe these guys started naming other girls besides Hannah Goldie. They sat there. They didn't even say Hannah Goldie.
Hannah Goldie's
She's
in the
probably not
co-main
even listening to
event.
that. She's probably not even listening right now. Oh, you were building up.
I'm building up
You were
the
building
card.
up the card.
Building up the card.
Above Cyborg, Nunes. I got you.
Cyborg's in Bellator.
Oh.
she's a bare knuckle in Bellator.
Yeah.
All right, back to your the girl fights you have on Combat Night.
Yes, we have the female fights. We have a heavyweight title fight. It's a kickboxing title fight actually. Justin Henslin, the guy has a pace like a flyweight. It's got those punches like the entire fight.
Wow.
It's crazy to see a heavyweight move like and punch like that. And the guy he's fighting is PJ, who also moves and punches like a flyweight. It's
That's
pretty
awesome.
insane.
Yeah, I
These two
love
guys
that.
are going to be fighting each other. Yeah, that's an exciting fight. And then we have David Zellner versus Elias for the other title at lightweight. Elias is Ramirez. He's under Paul Rodriguez. I see him out on Mondays whenever we're training over there, the whole Fusion crew and everybody. And man, he's a tough kid. And then David Zellner, I mean, his last fight was pretty gruesome. It was a pretty good fight, man. He's a striker. He can grapple. He can do it all. And I'm excited for those 3. There's probably my 3. And then Valentin Woodburn.
Yeah.
Anytime he fights, he's fighting the only guy who went the distance with Alton Meeks.
Wow.
With 85 or 2. He fought Alton at heavyweight.
Yeah, I remember this.
Oh, that went the whole distance with Alton. He was at 85. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
he was.
that's
I mean,
awesome.
he went toe to toe with Alton. So
He
he's
picked
a
it up on
tough
short
dude.
notice, didn't he?
Yeah, he has a win over Brennan. So like Val's got a little bit of like he wants to get at him and beat his teammate.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting fight, and Val's a savage in the cage, but this guy he's fighting, Sam he is too, man. So I'm looking forward to that fight.
Very cool.
A quick question just about Val right now and kind of about Combat Night. Was it on purpose or strategic that you kind of brought Val to Tallahassee? I know you just fought on Tallahassee a couple months ago. Even Steven Kozlow, who we'll get into him, I have a man enough to say I got twins on the way. I got a man crush on Steven Kozlow. It is what it is, whatever. But
Everyone does, man. You gotta get in line.
Okay, get in line. All right. See, I'm not the only one. Was it a strategic move to bring Kozlow and Val Woodburn, maybe in Orlando or Jacksonville kind of fighters, to Tallahassee?
So it's not. So Tallahassee is a very unique place, very like close to home, and it's where we started it's where we started the events at. So when we go to Tallahassee, it's also a very small town. A lot of fighters are college kids and they're amateurs. They're not pros, and they want to party, they want to have a good time, so they're amateur status. There's not a whole bunch of pros in Tallahassee, so we have to bring them the show. So we bring fighters from all over the state. We had, Eric Alakin, Tony Murphy on that card, both from South Florida.
Stack card.
Yeah,
Was a stack card.
For Tallahassee, it's never going to be about ticket sales because we're so cemented in that community and they support us so well that whenever they hear combat nights coming, I mean, people are already inboxing me asking you when's the next event, when's the next event.
That's got to feel good, right?
For sure. I mean, we have great supporters out there. We have Lance Maxwell Plumbing. Josh the Man Foundation is based out there. So we raise them a bunch of money when we're in Tallahassee too. So a lot of funding comes from the Tallahassee community. A lot of our sponsors also sponsor the Man Foundation. So it's just, The Hobbit. It's like they got a few restaurants in town, amazing wings. Better than the wings. We got no offense to hooligans, but the best wings in the state. The wing sauce is amazing.
We gotta try them now, right?
Straight up, we're stopping on the way through next time.
Yeah. Next time we go to Pensacola, we're stopping in Tallahassee at the Hobbit.
You hear that?
You're creating sales.
And they're going to,
we tip well.
We do.
We tip.
And Hobbit, once you stop once, you're not going to stop stopping. You're going to stop every time you come through town.
There you go.
The Greek salad is pretty good too. If you like salads.
Feta cheese. Like you gotta get the feta, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all about the wings, so let's do it. I'm down.
But the support there. We don't have to. We bring them a card. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We can afford it because we know it's not about the local ticket sales. It's about they want to come see good fights.
Nice.
Okay. So some of our best shows happen up there. And that's why we bring a guy like Valentine Woodburn and put him against a guy from another away town, Julian Birch, who was 6-0.
Yeah.
Because they're both out of town, but we know they're going to put on a great fight. So, boom. Val will sell 50 tickets in Orlando. Easy. He's a popular guy.
Yeah.
So, a lot of promoters would say, man, keep him local. Just fight him local. Don't do that. But nah, man. I mean, Val needs that experience. Val needs to get out there and grow as a fighter. And he needs to know what it feels like to travel. We had the luxury of doing that at Combat Night, letting the guys learn how it is to travel at an amateur level. Because, most times it's pro. The first time you travel for real, is as a pro. But now you can, travel 4 hours where you got to get a hotel. You got to deal with that little bit of extra hassle. It's a little bit, you don't have your kitchen. You don't have, your mama cooking you your dinner. You have, it's a little restricted whenever you're on the road. So I think it's good for the amateurs to get that experience. And a guy like Val that's about to go pro needs to feel that.
Absolutely.
Wow. I like it. So August 24th, Val, what's the main event of the card?
The main event is set at David Zellner and Elias Ramirez. It's the
okay.
It's they've both got probably out of the whole group, they've got the most. Like Elias has been pretty with us for a minute now. They're both undefeated. They never lost in Combat Night. They got great performances.
155 title.
155 title.
Yeah.
And Zellner actually, I never want fighters to think ahead of the fight ahead or anything like that. But he was offered a fight. Before he took this fight, he was offered a fight on October 5th against our champ down there, and he took that fight.
Wow.
And I was like, and then we ended up needing to fight for
the
Elias.
24th, yeah.
And he took that fight at 45. He took this fight up a weight class at 55.
Wow.
So he's a very ambitious guy, and I mean, he's so focused. Like talking to him, he went to California recently, did a tournament out there, like a kickboxing tournament. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna do.
Oh yeah. You said you wanted questions, so we got some already. Someone wants to know, Mitchell, when are you fighting? Dean Toole put that up, and it's like whoosh, wildfire.
Dean Toole started a fire frenzy.
Yes.
Everyone that I know has asked me
a
now,
viral fire frenzy.
Constantly. I mean, I train everyone. If you've been on the match with me, you know that I'm not just I'm not a promoter. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter first, and then I'm a promoter. I mean, I want to fight. I definitely want to fight before I turn 35. I'm 34 right now, so I got another 6 or 7 months. I'm in shape. I'm walking at like 143, 144.
Yeah.
If an overseas opportunity popped up next week, you guys wouldn't even know about it. I would just go fight, and I'll show you guys the video later.
Gosh, I love that so much. You said that to me a year ago, and I just love it.
I want to fight one more time, but I want it to be for myself, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I would want it not to be promoted that much, preferably out of the country.
Yeah.
And it would be like my thing. Like, I'm just going, and hey, I could be like showing y'all a video in a week of me getting knocked out.
So we're not doing like a behind the scenes going
cool,
bananas live. It's like
do it on your own
deep
terms,
dark
you know?
secret.
I would record it. I would do like a vlog. I would do like a video vlog later. But like, yeah, I definitely wanted to be for
That'd be
me.
sick.
I'm not nervous. I'm not freaking out because I've always been like, I put so much on my shoulders, man. I want to like. I don't want to disappoint anyone. My coaches, my family, my friends, they're all coming and buying tickets. And, like, I'm, like, working myself up. And, I mean, once I get in the cage, I'm fine. But, like, fight camps, it's the worst.
It's a real thing. That anxiety shit's real. I used to feel it, too. I hated that shit.
Some of the best fighters in the – I mean, honestly, like, look at Mike Perry and look at Alex Nicholson. Their mindset Their mentality is insane. I am envious of that kind
Yeah.
of like, no one is ever gonna beat me. Anything.
Yeah.
And it's almost scary that they're not scared
Yeah.
of anything. Like
It's
there's
not normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Like it's epic. Like you said, it is a
You're on a plane.
unique.
You're on a plane with Mike Perry
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Alex, right? And the door opens, we're going down, we're fucked. One's sitting in there going, "This is Sparta!" And Mike Perry's like, "Bring it! I'm gonna fight the fucking plane while we're going down."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the Hulk and Thor decided to just go nuts in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes
That's what it would be like. I'd be crying and laughing at the same time.
on a show and a podcast, you're not going to get better than that. So good night, guys. Thank you so much for listening. That's why he's called the Professor. Wow. So it's like kind of the cat's out of the bag. I know you kind of put it out there a little bit on social media, but October 5th, it's like, gee whiz, the Ryan Quinn interview that if you're not watching it now, watch it on the Fight Bananas YouTube page. But big show. Clash of the Titans 4.
Yeah.
October 5th down there at Coconut Creek.
Those have been real successful, haven't they?
Yeah, man. Everyone really likes it. I love it because boxing fans. I didn't realize how many boxing fans had never watched MMA.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Like literally at every event, a boxing fan comes up to me and goes, "Man, I thought you guys just hugged each other the whole time. I didn't realize y'all were knocking each other out." And I'm like, "What year is it?
Yeah.
How do you not like?" Maybe they just think the Conor. I'm sure they've got to see the Conor McGregor fights. They've had to see those fights. Maybe they think those are just like blips. They're like that's horrible, and like they think the technique is bad. Like all kinds of like, man, there was some good boxing in there tonight, and I'm like, what?
Mixed martial arts.
They don't watch it. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, there's so many times because being in the USA boxing scene, you know, for the amateurs and stuff, there's so many that don't do it. And then when you have a shirt that says PY Boxing and MMA on it, they're like, "Oh, well, he's gonna be an MMA fighter."
Oh, he's gonna suck. Yeah,
No,
he's gonna have no boxing.
no.
Yeah, he's gonna be an
It's
MMA
part
guy.
of the game. Like, what were you talking about?
Yeah,
Jabs, things like
yeah,
that. Boxing
gosh, yeah.
strategy.
I would just
But
jab
you're
all
so
day.
right. The old school boxing fans, the traditional boxing ones,
Crazy.
boxing that has family blood in it, you know what I mean? Don't watch it. And they don't get how much technical it
Yeah.
really is.
And they've come to like they literally at the fights come up to me and find me, and they're like, "That's awesome. It was really cool watching that tonight."
And then they'll start watching more. And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of boxing fans come around once they start watching and realizing,
Yeah.
holy shit, there's a whole strategy to this. Like,
Yeah, because you can't if you're in that arena and you're watching the boxing, and you hear, "Oh!" everyone screaming, you can't help but look.
Oh, of course.
You're gonna cheat.
Oh, of course.
all day. All day, you're
So
like,
I love it. I love it as a fan too because I can be watching MMA and I hear and I turn and look at boxing like what's happening? You see a guy on the ropes getting hit and it's like that's dope, man. Or if one fight's slow or maybe there's in between a fight, you look at the boxing. In between a round, look at the boxing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
There's something always happening.
as a fan, I'm with you. I love it. As a coach, it's chaotic as fucking hell.
For sure.
It's like, oh my god, who's
For sure.
yelling? Who's that? I can't hear my damn name.
Yeah.
There's music playing when I'm trying to
Yeah.
talk. All right, but you get through it. And a lot of times we've had some great performances
Yeah.
there. I love it as
Unbelievable.
teams.
On both
You
sides.
see a lot of great performances. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's really fun.
And how about this? I'm going to go one more step. How about a commentator? So I'm commentating. I usually have my back, to the octagon because I'm commentating for Anthony Arvella for Undisputed Promotion. So I'm in here and I hear, Brandon just knocked out someone in 8 seconds
like-
behind me. I'm like, God dang it, what happened? It's crazy. As a kind,
Yeah.
like you're hearing crazy about music. Real quick, we just had Megan Cawley join. Man, she put the funniest Instagram stories. I don't even go to Instagram for the pictures anymore. I just do the stories. They're amazing.
I just do it for pancake. That's the only reason I watch
No.
her gram for pancakes.
There you go. She wrote that something about that. It's so funny. I hope she comments on it. It was just something about like if you like cat, if you think a cat is like a dog, like we're just not friends. Like they're two different things. Like dogs are like us. Like
They need you.
Yeah, they're
they
like
love you. My dog sits on my
hugs,
lap at
people.
75 pounds. It sits on my lap
Yes.
every damn day. It needs me. My cat pisses on my clothes.
Yeah,
I hate that cat.
I've never had a cat and I will never have a cat. I just don't get it. I just don't get the concept. And in fact, if someone wants to argue this, they can come on and argue, but I don't get it. But what's up? Jason Allen Grimes said, what up, guys? What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? But, so I actually had like a question I almost was going to ask at dinner, but I was like waiting for here because you don't want to give all the stuff at dinner, Have you thought about or want to, hey, there you go. Have you thought about putting on a show in a different major city in Florida that you haven't done already? And there's not a lot out there, but...
So pretty much like Tampa.
Key West?
No, I did.
That's actually a
there's a
dope
story
one.
behind Key West.
Oh,
So
okay.
I did.
So I guess
I was like, I'll take a beach. Let's do
Oh,
it
no,
during
no.
lobster season so we can go get a fight in, and then we can go get
That's
lobster
dope. That's
afterwards.
dope. How about Daytona
love
Beach?
that.
How about Daytona Beach at the Ocean Center?
It's actually a pretty good venue.
How about the beach?
I would love to. I think that Daytona is definitely one of those towns that's a lot like Tallahassee, where it'll take some time to get your roots in.
Sure.
But I think once you have something, they're gonna support it. You know.
Yeah, I think so too.
Jason Arnett is a good example of that.
Yeah.
He had a foothold in the community, and they supported his shows. Hardly any of the guys were local. A lot of the guys came from like Orlando and some Jacksonville.
A lot of
Spartan-
jungle stuff, I remember.
Yeah, Perry fought on.
Perry, Spartan,
Yeah,
he had some great fighters.
Joe Penfold fought on it when he first started out.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a picture in our gym. I forgot. I should have showed Joe when he was there. There's a picture of him in our gym, and it's the youngest looking picture of Joe Penfold.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
funny.
goodness.
So, you know, they got some guys who are willing to travel from Orlando and Jacksonville to fight in Daytona.
Oh, for sure.
So that's something I wouldn't be opposed to. I have a lot of people asking me to go to Tampa. I probably get that once a week at least. I just don't have a whole bunch of interest.
And the kickboxing matches that I've been over in Tampa at, that they put on the small shows,
Tampa Muay Thai.
Yeah, Dom puts them on and everything like that. They've been pretty good. They had a good crowd. They had a good following. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No, for me, it's just like, I'm not from Tampa. I don't have anyone that like I'm really close with in Tampa.
Yeah.
So you don't have like a little home base in a way, right? Like
everywhere else I do, every other time I do, I have friends and family that I can stay with and crash with while I figure things out.
Yeah.
That know the areas and know the venues and can help me and guide me along the way. Don't do business with that guy or this or that. And then there's also WCFL in Tampa. He does like 3-4 shows a year. I don't know the Tampa market can support more than 3 or 4 shows a year.
That's true.
So Megan Cawley just replied. She goes, Mitchell, I only look at Instagram for Caden, so it's mutual. Pancakes at Caden.
You and the rest of the world. That's everybody. I get messages all the you know what creeps me out, and I know I shouldn't, but like I'll be at an event and they're like, oh, that basketball hoop Caden got the same one. I bought my kid or something, and I'm like. Oh yeah, I put his whole life on social media, but it creeps me out for a second. When people tell me something or comment on something that maybe I did a story of.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna be more famous than you.
Oh, bro, he's already more famous.
He's already, yeah.
Like I talk about.
We're at the dinner table and people are going up to him like, "Can you stamp something for me?"
That's what it is.
Oh,
just the way it is, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Still, what Stephen Curry's daughter took that over the whole time. The first time he went to the finals, it was over.
Yeah.
It was like it was not. They have asking him a question.
Yeah.
It was all about her.
It was good, man. Great conversation with Brian Quinn. One thing we talked about was the MMA scoreboard, and I loved. We'll get into this because it's kind of a different video now with Mitchell. I love Mitchell's idea first and foremost. One, on Fighting, as we've just been talking about, giving the fighters, coaches, and even commentary team, the fans, everyone wins, I think. I don't think there's a loser. I don't think if the fans know 2-0, 1-1, maybe it's more exciting in the third or fifth round, whatever the case may be. But Mitchell's idea, and I don't want to talk more, but Mitchell's idea was more of a kind of like a football score. There's quarters, but at the end of the game, there's a winner or a loser. There's no one that wins the first round or no one that wins like a quarter. It's like a cumulative score.
Score the whole fight.
Yeah, score the whole fight. Did I mess that up?
No, it's just you. Just going the whole fight.
You're like,
you were going.
I was stringing it?
I love it.
I was stringing it?
You were pulling it a little bit.
Man, I was pulling it a little bit. All right. Hey,
got
manscaped.com. TDA20 is the code. 20% off and free shipping. But can you foresee Combat Night trying this out? Trying the scoreboard and really making a statement?
There's a few things I want to try out, actually.
I like the idea you said earlier about the weight classes.
Yeah. Most amateur promotions also don't have like a big time clock. They have like one up on their like projector, like a small time clock. But I like the idea of, so 1FC does this. At the 30-second mark, they'll announce there's 30 seconds left.
I like that.
It's more than 10 seconds. So
I like that.
it gives you a chance to really and it puts the energy in the room.
Yes.
It's different to hear your coach say 30 seconds left and to hear the announcer say 30 seconds left. Yeah,
yes.
30 seconds left. They say it kind of like in a monotone voice like that. And the whole crowd is like, or like they'll get excited, or like the fighters will go to do something.
Yeah.
But it's not just 10 seconds. What can you really do with a 10-second warning? I mean, let's just be real. Like,
all the time.
Hail Mary, like an onside kick.
You know how many times in a great fight you're like, oh my gosh, the last 10 seconds they're gonna throw nuts, they're gonna do Griffin Bonner, here we go, and then it doesn't happen. They kind of like they hug each other because they got nothing left in 10 seconds,
like,
or it's
right,
like,
good.
man, we're busted up already. Why are we gonna break our earlobe right now?
Fight's over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I really think
Love
that
it.
10 seconds in my mind was ever created for? It was created for the winner. It was the guy winning the round to know that he got 10 seconds. Okay, if I'm winning the fight, I got 10 seconds left to be smart. I don't think it was forever for them to throw harder. I think it was for the winner to know all I have to do is got 10 more seconds
Downhill
left.
from here.
And yeah, I'm good. Just move, protect, don't get that big bomb, right?
Yep.
30 seconds left puts pressure on the winner. That lets him know that shit, I still got 30 seconds left. I could get caught, get clipped.
Yeah.
I could get taken down, submitted. There's a lot of things that can happen in 30 seconds. So it makes you want to be able to be actually more,
I think so.
less apprehensive. You're going to fight more. So I think that's actually better.
But I mean,
Good point.
there's a lot of things that we could do in MMA to make it better, honestly. But those things that I mentioned are legal. We can legally say 30 seconds over the announcer. There's not a rule against saying something while the fight's happening.
Sure.
We can say I don't know about the round score thing. I talked about it once with the state, but I can't remember what the final discussion ended in. But I have a lot of conversations with the state about potential rule changes, about things that we could change or make better or smoother. And I know we talked about that, about being able to say the score of a fight. And I want to say that it was kind of left at that there wasn't really a rule against it happening.
Wow. I like that.
I bet they never
Just
thought
like-
of it. They thought about it being traditional because of like boxing was. And I don't think there would ever been a written rule saying you cannot show the score.
I want to say there was a rule, like there's nothing about it. Like it's not like there's a rule that says you can show the score.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, I don't think there's anything about it. I have to look it up later.
I think that's what I'm saying. I don't think they would have ever wrote that down. I think it was a traditional type of thing. Like, oh, that's just
Like,
how we do things.
The judges turn in the cards to whoever, but it doesn't say you can't announce.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
But I think that's a great idea, man. I really, but again, with that, I would really like it to be the whole fight scored so that the third round can't just be someone running backwards or someone couldn't have just eked out 2 rounds and now they know they're winning the whole fight, so now they just take off the tail altogether.
Yeah.
Because how many fights would not be exciting in the third round if we knew? I mean, how many aren't now? It's whenever the guy knows for a fact that they won the fight. Like it's got to be like they dominated the first and second round.
Sure, and I do hear that aspect, but like that's just a part of the game of all sports. Like how many soccer games are 3-0
But we get
or
rid of
football
that if we
games?
score the whole fight.
No, I agree. That
how we
I'm
do
with
it.
you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Guys, it's 2019. I just watched The Matrix again last night. I'm not shitting you. For some reason I watched it last night.
Okay.
But,
How hard
now,
was it?
it was awesome. Don't you ever tell me The Matrix was horrible. It still freaked me out. Makes me think about it. That's why I have this thing. It's 2019. We know so much about computers. Everything's about hacking, all that kind of stuff. Algorithms. We can't make an algorithm to judge the fight for us that knows, like, we can't create it. AI that can judge a fight for us that knows martial arts. Like, unplug it like they did. Like, all of a sudden, Neo knew Kung Fu. He knew all this other nonsense,
Yeah.
right? Why can't we make an algorithm that's watching the fight, can analyze all the different aspects? We set up our the computer to watch the fight, screen it, like whatever. There's all this crap that we got cameras.
Sure.
All it's got to do is watch it. A camera's just got to be pointing on the damn fight, right?
Did you watch The Terminator?
No, I watched Matrix. I saw Green Lights, and then
You
I
should
saw
watch The
Lomachenko win his next
Terminator
fight. But I'll watch the I don't like AI like that. I'm just saying if it's just to judge a fight, the parameters of iRobot can't come into play. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that.
I get with maybe just like bluntly saying it. Just sometimes there's just nothing like a human eye. It's okay.
No
like,
one said that. We were talking about AI. Stop that. No one said nothing like the human eye. We can do this and it can work. All I'm saying is the technologies may not be there
Sure.
yet. But like CompuBox strikes, right? There's something judging that. Who's loading that? Some computer is doing that, right?
Oh yeah.
For sure, it has to be a computer.
So that's what I mean. If we're judging, if we're seeing that, if we're counting the strikes, why can't we have something algorithm to judge everything?
Well, because that eliminates. They don't know how hard the punch was thrown. It doesn't say significant, but there's significant and there's damage.
Yeah, great point.
So
that's like
But
the eye.
CompuBox right to do that.
yeah, but what's a significant strike? I mean,
I agree.
a hard leg
That's
kick.
a great point. You just shot my whole argument down. I get you.
A hard leg kick.
A
is the
Chase
same as
Sherman leg kick.
I can admit that when it
Yeah.
happens. I was excited for a minute, but I get it. But why do they? Serious question though. In CompuBox strikes on the ESPN app, you see strikes. Then you see total
Great
strikes,
point. Yeah.
and then you see significant strikes, and then you see body shots, and then you see leg kicks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
how can you just differ between a significant strike and a
And
strike
one-
like
and
you
one
just
that
said?
makes you win.
Who does that?
Well, there isn't. There's not an option on that. It just tells you those things.
You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, who, like, when in the computer, it separates it. There's significant strikes and just strikes.
On which one?
On ESPN.
It's got to be a person or a team of people. And,
Yeah.
And they probably like. Take
And they're
an
breaking
average.
down. You think they're breaking down the
Probably
counter
a team
like
nerd. Not. It's not no offense
Perfect.
to nerds. But I mean,
That makes sense. But yeah, I mean,
it's gotta be hard to do. Could you imagine watching a fight and all you have
That's
to do
terrible.
is count punches?
oh my god, it'd be so hard.
Hey, your job's knees, all right, bro?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get the kicks.
I
You
couldn't
get the punches.
I couldn't do it because
Oh, I'd be done. I
Yeah.
would've, my ADHD would have just lost everything. I'd have been like, what am I doing again?
And then-
I saw 5. I don't know what I saw, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the best point you think on the Jorge Masvidal, someone went one, like he throws the knee and someone hits
I
one.
got the knee. I'm the knee counter. I got the knee.
I got it.
Throwing 2 punches. The guy with the punch goes 1, 2. Those are significant.
Yeah.
Even though he's out.
Do they count?
Yeah, did we count?
Right? Are they?
They were super necessary. Blake Dodd said, "What up, Mitch?"
What's up?
Travis Groom says, "Glory shows scores after each round." I didn't know that.
Is it okay? Does Glory showing the score of the real judges, or is Glory showing
Like
just
boxing.
is Glory just showing their analyst score? Because boxing does that.
But the fighters don't get to see that. That's what
No.
we're saying. The
Yeah.
fighters should get to see.
Coaches should get to see that.
Yes. Yeah. Because
Absolutely.
we talk about this all the time, and it just blows my mind. Another thing is that corners are not real with their fighters sometimes. They're just not like
Yep.
you could be down 1-1, tied 1-1 or down 2-0, and you're like, no, you think you're winning the
I
fight.
hate hearing coaches tell their guy, "Oh, great round." I'm like, "What did you watch?
No, give them the feedback they need.
What
You
did you
got
just?
to.
Why you know that it was not a good round? Like, stop. Oh, you're doing great. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A pitcher gives up 7 runs in the first inning. The guy, the coach doesn't go out and get the ball and say, "Hey, good
No,
job,
takes
pitcher." It's
him off
like,
the mound.
no, yeah, I want the ball. Like you're
Yeah.
out. Like it's just real, right?
I need You always want a Barry Stewart in your corner. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
My man Barry Stewart. You ever seen this?
You know
you
Barry
never-
Stewart Mitchell?
Nope.
Oh, dude, when he coaches somebody in a corner, I don't care where you're at. If you're listening to this man coach,
Yeah.
you are getting
Boxing
motivated.
coach.
You want to
Always
get
at
in there
Undisputed Promotions.
and fight for him. It's just like, I'm ready to go, coach. Just put me in, man.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
He just
He's
gets it
great.
going, dude. He's
really
awesome.
good guy. Really good guy.
Now there's a few coaches out there like that I've seen that are very passionate. Like they leak it, you know.
Total gut. Someone on the combat night scene who's maybe I don't want to say the best, but who's a coach that you would love that would be in your corner that is loud, gives it to you straight. Someone's like, wow, that was really good technique to switch up. Oh, they're going to the body now. Well, who's a coach like that maybe some of us don't know? Or
So man, my favorite cornerman is Hank Porsche.
Yeah.
He is
just got the
very
belt
calm.
today, right?
Yeah, got his black belt today. Congrats to
Wow.
Hank Porsche. Got his
That's
black belt. He
amazing.
won worlds as a brown belt. So he's a wrestler. Like he didn't even grow up as a wrestler. He just I want to say the story is he started wrestling in like high school or college. So it's not like he grew up from like a little kid doing it. I want to say, but he's a wrestler through and through. But he's went through the belt system for jiu-jitsu and he's made sure he won a world title at every belt on the way to black belt. So he wanted to win a brown belt. He wanted to win a purple belt. So he's won
I
plenty of world
respect that
titles.
so much. That's amazing.
Man, he's a savage, bro. If he takes his shirt off and he looks like he's a 24-year-old dude.
Looks like me then.
Yeah, man, just shredded. Yeah, just shredded. Probably more like.
Man, I got so many kids. it is what it is.
I hear you.
Real quick, so with that, Blake goes Dean Grant, Megan Carley goes Mike Lee.
There's a lot of good coaches out there for
Yeah.
sure.
Sherry Green Coslow says love you.
Love her too.
It says
If
Coslow.
if I had to pick a coach out of every town, I'll do this real quick. If I had to pick
Yeah.
a coach out of every town, I'll
Yeah, hit
do
him.
that. And this is no offense to anyone. This is the coach that comes straight off the top of my head that I listen to. I don't ever always get to listen to the fights because I'm always so busy.
Yeah.
Anyone who sees me at an event, I'm running from one side to the other.
Yeah.
So these are just coaches that I've witnessed myself. Tallahassee, I would say Brandon Riles. I don't know if you guys know who Brandon is, but
I don't.
he coaches a girl named Kayla Hannick, who at one point in time was like going to be the next big thing. She broke her back and then she tore her ACL. Come back 2020. Sorry, Brandon broke the news. So she's gonna be coming back in the scene, and she's
Really?
a savage.
What weight
Savage.
class?
She went to 115.
Oh, my
She went to a tournament in Jacksonville,
Mm.
and she had no one in her division. So she did the 155 and under blue belt division men
Oh my
and
god.
beat them all.
Oh my
155
gosh.
pounds and under. Remember now,
I love
fights
it.
at 115. She weighs like 130, 35. She's a very muscular girl. Did gymnastics. But she's a force. We call her the Kraken. Release the Kraken.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm
Release
telling you, when you see this girl,
That's a
look
better
her up.
nickname than the Roadkill.
Yeah, Google it. Yeah, it's better than Roadkill. Gonna Google her later.
Okay.
Check her out. So,
Okay. The
that's
world
one-
needs more 115 females.
for sure. And then he's like
Wow.
a new coach up there. Someone who doesn't really coach anymore, who used to, is a guy named Joey Bertolf. Did a lot for the community up there, and he was Josh Shaman's coach, Mitt Holder and stuff. A great guy as well, but he's kind of out of the game now. He doesn't really he's kind of done with it. This game wears on you, man. It's coaches, fighters, everybody involved. Jacksonville, there's a bunch in Jacksonville, man. Jacksonville's about to be a mecca. I'm telling you, watch you guys in 3 or 4 years. Jacksonville's gonna have 4 or 5 UFC fighters. I'm telling you.
So it's gonna be like another Central Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacksonville is.
We're gonna talk about that in a second.
I mean, that includes. I put Taylor Wright in that Jacksonville pocket. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big town. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
But there's gonna be like I would say like Deltona up is probably Daytona is more. I say Daytona. That area is all Jacksonville in my eyes.
Okay.
I know it's not, but
95 north,
Yeah.
60 miles. Yeah,
There's a
with
bunch of
Lawson's
people.
group down there, Dark Wolf,
yep.
Pete White Boxing,
Yep.
Port Orange, Florida, and everything that's going on in
Training
Jacksonville.
Yard,
The
Roberto
Cos-
Patero, Coslow, Shelby.
Yeah.
Man, the list goes on and on up there. Ramon Tavares. You probably know him from the boxing world. He used to box a lot.
Dirty Deeds. Catch these hands.
Catch these hands, man.
No, he is.
I don't know about-
Well,
He's big and he's strong.
watching him in
It's
Duval when we called that fight, God,
Yeah,
stud.
and he's like slipping.
Stud.
He's like doing boxing and MMA. He looks smooth in there.
Mm.
Preston
Reggie
Parsons.
Mack.
Reggie Mack, Preston Parsons. There's so many studs in Jacksonville. It's
It
gonna
is
blow up.
stacked.
But Dean Grant is one of those guys. Dean Grant's been around a long time. He's been around. So like he gets in the game, he gets out the game. He gets in the game, he gets out the game. That's another thing. MMA will suck you back in. It's just like get over here. Get over here. You know.
And real quick with that, and I always just love bringing it like with stories, and it's like, hey, the big UFCs every once a month or once every 6 weeks. I'm like, hey, babe, I'm watching this one. You know what? People over the house or something
Yeah.
like that. But it's like, hey, well, this one's no biggie. This one's just got one fight. It's Derek Black beats Lewis versus Curtis Blades the main event. Cool, one fight. I don't need to watch the whole thing. 7:15, the kids are asleep. My wife's on the couch a little bit. I flick it on. I'm like, second prelim, let's go. I'm all in. Like I just can't. I can't miss it. It's crazy.
It to me it's like college. It's like a NFL when I'm watching fantasy. I can watch any game because I'm playing fantasy, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. They sucks me back in, and like I feel like it, out of nowhere, it doesn't matter. I can turn on a fight. Okay, I'm watching.
Yeah.
How about Orlando about coaching?
Honestly, it's Hank Porche, man.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
my own,
yeah, sure.
like,
Yep.
I just like I said, he's very clear, very concise what he wants from you. If you're losing, he won't lie to you. He won't be like, oh, you lost that round. Or if you didn't lose it, he won't he like you won that round. You lost that round. You know what I mean? Like he's very honest in the corner. And gives good sound advice. Again, personal experience. Like I've witnessed that cornering. A bunch of good coaches in Orlando, so not a knock on anybody else.
Yeah, of course. And
Most experienced though.
no slight at anyone too. Like
Yeah.
some people, you love Tom Brady. Doesn't mean you hate every other quarterback in existence. I'm a Jorge Masvidal guy. I love other welterweights.
Yeah.
I like Justin Gaethje at 155, but Masvidal's my dude.
And last but not least, Fort Lauderdale, man. There's too many, honestly, to even like pick as far as like the best because you got
So many schools.
man, you got so many. You got Wagner, you've got Manolo down at Freedom Fighters, you've got Ryan Quinn, you've got Mike Brown, you've got Ben Stark, you've got El Tigre, you've got. I mean, there's like literally like all these guys have coached and been with world champions at some point or another. So it's like, who's the best coach? I don't know, but I know that Manolo, who was in Yoel Romero's corner for a long time, has cornered a lot of guys in the UFC. Comes to every single amateur fight. Quinn is at every single amateur fight. El Tigre is at every single amateur fight. Wagner, these guys are always coming to support their guys. It's awesome to see that.
Luo said Jim Allers.
Jim Eller's just now opened his gym, so now he's like,
What do you think?
He's killing it in bare knuckle.
Dude,
It's crazy.
it's
It's crazy.
So-
They're calling him the bare knuckle beast.
He's
Yeah.
killing it.
the Mike Tyson of Bare Knuckle FC.
Yes.
We'll go there. We're there, and then I do remind me
Yeah.
about Allers and the martial arts. That'd be a good plug for his school and all that. I do not understand Jim Allers. Genius.
Main
They're
man.
at the line, toe the line. The ref says go, go. Other fighters take a step back. Other fighters wait a second. They say go. Jim Allers has the right overhand right, and it's like clinging. It's coming. It's like I don't get. And right away, Garcia 2 seconds in the fight was over. It lasted a minute and 30 seconds, but it
shouldn't
was
have.
over. Yeah,
Poor guy.
yeah, I know.
That was rough to see.
It was. I just felt bad.
A
But it's like,
legend,
I don't
just-
get that concept. Jim Allers has that on lockdown. You can't say the other word. I mean, you can't say it's like Jim Allers has it. It has it.
That's
It's
why
just-
they do it.
Yeah.
Like he has the. You're so good that he's doing it. He's
Oh
taking
my
advantage
God,
fully.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna hit you. It's time to hit you. I'm gonna hit you right now. Bang.
Whenever boxers, and you see a lot of boxers jump into that, and they think that they should stay on the end of their punches and range, and it's like, no, jump in their face, uppercut, dirty box.
Yes.
So my whole question, I was at the fight where you were at with Jim in his corner for the first one.
Yep.
And,
Tampa.
Tampa. And I was covering from Fight Bananas, and I was watching the final. So I was trying to type the whole thing. There's no way I thought Paulie won that fight in any way in hell. I don't know how he could ever believe in his heart that he won that damn fight.
He doesn't.
That jab didn't mean a damn thing doing that.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Little flick.
One punch fucked your face up that much? Sorry. Didn't mean to say it. Sorry. Fight Banana. I mean, Facebook Live. But you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Jacob. He said, all you guys are so handsome.
Jacob who?
Kilburn.
Oh, Kilburn. Okay. No, man, that
That
guy,
man's the truth.
man,
I love this kid.
it's funny, you look at him,
Yes.
no offense, you look at him,
Yes.
and you don't think he's going to be a savage.
I know.
But man,
He's smooth with it.
I love
always
that
he
more
says
than
it
the other,
too,
right?
He's not afraid to tell you he's going to be a savage. Yo, I'm going to finish this dude.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to lose, but it ain't happening. Like, I love it.
And we talked about it with the Mike Perry aspect. And Mike Perry looks like a savage.
Yeah.
Has the face tattoo, looks like a savage, has the haircut, and I respect that as well. But there's something cool about a little bit of the
Christian
Steve
Lawson.
Cozzo, Christian Lawson, Jacob Kilburn. It's like, dude, these guys, he looks like my math teacher. He's a good dude. And then in the ring, just straight savage. And I was there sitting ringside, that knockout, I'm like, it's like one of those, like literally the jaw drop. And behind the curtain a little bit is what we do at Fight Bananas. He texts the funniest things in the world. If you become friends or I appreciate it, Jacob. His texts and his DMs, we go back and forth, are just hilarious. I crack up all day. It's like I take my kids to school and I can't wait to Jacob to text me and I laugh. It's so Jacob, keep it coming, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, don't look scary. He goes.
Ryan Hall, most unscary looking person in
Yeah,
UFC.
there's another one. I love
Yeah.
that.
But he will break everything on your body
Yeah.
without you knowing
He'll
what happened.
definitely take your leg off.
Oh,
Yeah.
he will
Oh,
literally
yeah.
it's over.
I'm wondering how
He
far
just
he's
got a
gonna
fight,
make it.
right? What?
He's not, Gary Tonin is gonna make it far because
Yeah,
that man has
Gary's a
hands
savage.
too, bro.
Yeah.
But
You said
But
how
man,
far is Ryan gonna go?
He keeps getting better. Like
No, he does, but I
And how
just
about
don't.
Kron Gracie?
He's
Kind of the same
always
thing a
go.
little bit, right?
Who's Kron fighting next? Kron
Oh,
fighting-
Cub Swanson,
Cub
Tampa,
Swanson.
co-main event.
That's a different fight. Like, I know that I think they might think it's Cubs on the out, and maybe the Kron can they slide in the Gracie, and that's a big deal.
Mm.
But man, I just don't know if Kron has the ability to close distance against a guy like Cub.
He might catch him.
And Brian Ortega is stronger than an ox. I mean, he got a hold of Cub.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kron can do that. We'll see though. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
excited to see it.
Yeah, it's a cool fight.
Cub's
It's
a
a-
black belt too. He's not completely lost on the ground, but he does get submitted.
Yeah, but he's got beautiful destruction.
He does.
Coming out there to hurt somebody.
Let's go back to Allers Martial Arts, and then we got one fun, huge, big thing. We'll talk about the whole Florida, Central Florida, just scene. We'll talk about Dana White Contender Series, all this going
We're
on.
gonna
But
forget about somebody. So
yeah, we're
I was gonna say,
literally
keep
gonna
it
name
right
26
now.
fighters in the last
Keep it
9
right
weeks that
now.
fought. But Allers Martial Arts down there. How's it going? And how long do you think? What's like a estimated time? I hate to put you on the spot if you don't want to answer, but like a year, 2 years, and until there's fighters out of that camp that Jim Allers is just beasting up. And something funny?
there's already fighters.
Jacob Kilburn, Ryan Hall, and Lucky Charms. Oh, Ryan Hall, leg locks, and Lucky Charms.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty fun.
Richard Gringo, Phil Rowe just got a contract. Who's the
I was
next
gonna say-
breakout Florida?
I was gonna say congratulations to Phil. That's awesome.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll get to that. That's like the
Yeah,
whole
that's the
end.
end.
We're gonna have fireworks here at the show.
Well-
We got the lights coming down. It's gonna be awesome.
What were you just saying before that? Oh, Jim Ehlers.
Yeah. Ailers?
Allers. It's
I always
Allers.
call him Allers.
I mean, I call it Losing. I don't know. I just say.
Lawson.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
You only do this for a living.
I feel like it's Lawson. I feel like it's Lawson. Did he tell you it's Lawson? I feel like Lawson would be L-A-W.
Mine's
don't
Van
know.
Auken, and I don't know what it looks like. It's
right, Christian, you gotta let us know how to say your last name.
Yeah.
He's never corrected me. Has he ever corrected? No, obviously not.
No, we actually had this talk off air. I think we had this talk.
I've never
off air.
called him his last name. I've always just said, "What's up, Christians?" So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I haven't either. You're probably I haven't.
Yeah, because I always wanted, of course, I
What do
always
the
wanted
announcers
to
say?
name it correctly.
Because the announcers always check with you to
I'm
say what
never-
they think,
I'm never
right?
hearing that. Yeah. They check and make sure they got the name right.
Some
I
of
don't
them
know. Most of them do. Most of them should. That's their job.
Keep digging.
Man, Jim already has guys that are fighting.
Okay.
He's already coaching guys that are fighting. Jim's a really good coach. He actually has a degree in, I believe, elementary education.
I'm sorry, Christian
Oh,
just did it. Breaking news. Here we go. You ready? Low scene
I thought you said you had this conversation with him already, bro.
or low sin. Low sin. He did the heart, so that must be right. Low sin.
So, but you told me you had this conversation with him.
It was a couple
Let's
years
talk about
ago.
this. No. Let's talk
Christian,
about this.
did we talk about this off air one
I
time?
thought you were in the circle of trust over here, bro. What's up?
Maybe it was another conversation.
You're
I
that
wasn't
guy
at the
that
table
pretends
with
like you Google something just to be right. It's like, Steve, told you.
Oh,
Right
no.
there, see it? Yep.
you. I'm
You don't need to
definitely
read it.
not that guy. Google.
You don't need to read it.
Right here. It's on the
Right
first
Here, it
page.
says the
Look
first
on it.
page. Google it yourself.
The second. Low
Um,
scene.
Low scene. So I've been saying it right this entire time.
Yeah, you've been killing it.
Yeah.
And Christian goes, we did. He goes, we had to talk.
He doesn't care. Straight disrespect.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Put him in his place. Put him in his place.
But
Someone's
man,
got to.
Jim's already got a guy,
Okay.
and I trust Jim's word. And I've seen the guy already fight that Jim says will be in the UFC. We're gonna say 3 years,
Okay.
as long as we can find him fights.
Gosh.
Is he going to be another one that people don't want to fight?
Yeah, got a few of those.
That's unbelievable to me.
What do you tell fighters like that
Yeah.
as a promoter?
That's a great question.
Well, those guys normally train 24/7.
Yeah.
They're guys that will take fights on 2-3 weeks notice because
Mhm.
they're savages.
Mm-hmm.
So I just tell them to be ready. I tell them that keep training. Don't take off because you're not at fight camp. That's not even a question with these guys because the guys that are special like that are busting their 24/7. I hear guys, and this is like no knock on anyone. This is what you do, but if you say you want to be a professional fighter, UFC champion especially, and you don't go to the gym because you tear your AC joint. I know it's crazy, right? AC joint torn can be bad. I'm not talking about if it's like completely torn, but if you have a minor tear in an AC joint, you can still move your arm, pick it up, whatever. If you're not in the gym working on your jab on the other side, if you're not in the gym working on your cross, if you're not in the gym just to be at the gym, just to be in the energy, just to feel that
Running,
environment,
jog, yeah.
you're probably not going to be a world champion. I mean, you got to live, eat, breathe, sleep. You got to this is what you want to do every day of your life. So these guys that, when I say, especially when I say like that, they're already doing that. So I tell them, keep doing what you're doing. Just stay ready. Be ready. Don't be. The biggest thing, honestly, is don't be a fat ass. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
Be able to cut weight at any moment.
Be ready. Don't be grossly overweight.
Yeah.
And stay ready. And as long as you stay ready, we'll find you fights. And if you're dedicated to the sport, I'll dedicate myself to you, and I'll make sure you get the fights, whether it's Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami. And guys know that because we just took Eric Alikin and Tony Murphy, 2 guys from South Florida, all the way to Tallahassee. That's 2 guys to travel. That's no local ticket sales. We do it in Jacksonville. We'll do it, wherever. As long as the guys are dedicated. I'm not gonna invest. I look at what we do as promoters as investments. Horrible investments, but investments in people's lives. I'm saying in terms of getting money back, it's a horrible investment for the fighter because pros, there's so much more into it as a pro fighter. And so if you're a pro promoter and you're risking that money and you're putting that money out there, this is for Dean Toole. This is for anyone who's doing pro shows. NFC up in North Georgia, Joe Valdez did it forever. You're risking that much money every single time. You're investing, and yet they make money, but in most business ventures, the return you want it to be a lot better than what it is in MMA. It's a niche sport. It's still it's not especially the regional level. People want to see UFC. They'll even ask, "Is it a UFC event?" No, it's a regional MMA. And then gawk at you. It's man, if you're a real fan, but when those guys are dedicated, I'm willing to spend that money. And Dean's willing to spend the money.
100. Yeah.
Promoters in general,
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of bad ones out there for sure. But when it comes to pro promotions, they're not doing, no one is doing a pro show because they're going to become a millionaire off of it. No one. I don't care even if I don't dislike the person as much as you can imagine. If they're doing a pro show, they're cool. Like they're trying to help the sport. They're trying to help it grow.
Wow. And talking about helping the sport, growing, talking about professionals.
Oh,
No, it was good. Keep it
Love
rolling.
it, love it.
Yeah, keep it rolling. This last 5, 7, 8 weeks, it feels like, if I can just be, feels like the first, second week of the Contender Series with Hannah Goldie going out there to Vegas. A little bit of Felicia Spencer beating Meg Anderson. Mike Beast Boy Davis finally getting into the UFC. He was a guy that was getting hard to match up. Dean Poole did a great job for him in Island Fights. And it just snowballed. Just Megan Cawley just fought for Invicta. Phil Rowe just got the UFC contract. I can't go down the list. You guys got Alex Martin Nicholson, PFL, Mike Perry.
So Invicta, you should probably go one promotion at a time.
Yeah, probably.
How many people did Central Florida and put on a Contender Series? I mean, we put everybody put a shit ton of people.
Yeah,
on.
all Meeks fought for him for week 2 with Hannah. Brock Weaver was supposed to be on that card. Phil Rowe just main evented the card. Did work.
Christian
Lawson.
There we go.
Caramel Thunder down in Miguel Baeza down in Miami. There's another guy in Miami. There's a few.
Didn't Alon Cruz? He's from
Somebody
Tampa,
from
right?
coming from
Yeah.
Kevin Gleason's gym was on there.
Miguel.
Is that who it is?
Miguel Baeza.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was on it. He's got great boxing.
Just
Rico Farrington down at MMA Masters.
and can we? There's a legitimate reason. Can we talk about it? We kind of talked about it off air, or do you not want to?
What's that legitimate reason?
Opportunities.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just talked about it with the pro promoters and looking online. Like, I mean,
there's a reason why that this surge is happening right now, summer of 2019, and we just said it is going to happen Jacksonville in 2021. There's a huge reason why.
It's the promotions, man.
Okay.
It's guys risking their money, risking everyone's risking something, you know what I mean? Like, life and limb for sure for the fighters. Like, it's them, wanting to do it and wanting to get out there and be a part of that growth, you know what I mean? But they still have to have places to do it because 8-9 years ago, it was illegal to do it in Florida. You know, there's guys getting arrested for hosting shows in Florida. Maybe it's 10 years now. It's probably a little longer than 8 or 9 years.
Sure.
We started 8 years ago.
Right?
January would be 8 years. So I would say it's probably 10 years ago it was illegal. You get fined, you get arrested, for doing an amateur MMA show. But you could do pro. You could do pro MMA. You couldn't do amateur MMA. So Florida was so far behind the rest of the country when it came to getting fighters in. You know, you think about 5 years ago, how many guys we have in the UFC? Ben Saunders.
Yeah.
That was really from Florida, not someone who was transplanted here, because we do have Dustin Poirier came down from Louisiana. And 5 years ago they were here. Mike Brown was here 5 years ago. All you guys came here to be a part of that.
You're right. Was it just Ben?
There was probably 2 or 3 more that I can't think of. Oh, Jorge Masvidal.
Oh yeah.
He's also he's Miami.
Yeah. He's
what happened, Mr. I love him so much.
He ain't a real fan. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yes, you are.
He's on top. Like he's over this conversation.
We had Josh Saman.
Yeah.
But and when we started doing these promotions was right after he made it in the UFC, like right at the same time. He got in the UFC. But like outside of those few guys, man, there was never amateur had been illegal for like 2 or 3 years, but not a time to build anybody yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that you see the amateurs become legal, look at how many amateur fights Phil Rowe had. Someone go look at Phil Rowe's record. He fought anybody. He didn't care. He wanted to get that experience as an amateur. Yeah. And that's the kind of guys you see are going to be successful. Sometimes that guy might have a 500 record. Sometimes he has a flawless record. But it's crazy. People are like, oh, it's crazy. He was a 500 fighter as an amateur. And it's like, yeah, look who he fought. Look who you fought.
Tom Lawler, that's a good one. Hey, we
Tom
talked about
Lawler's
this
one.
all the time.
Seth was a big MMA figure at the time. Seth Petrozelli.
Yeah, Orlando there.
He wasn't in the UFC, but when he knocked out Kimbo Slice, how much buzz?
TV.
How much buzz did that create? Who
Huge.
didn't know Kimbo?
Yeah,
R.I.P.
I remember I think it was.
I love him as well. Great dude.
I don't want to age myself here. I was in middle school, about to be in high school when that happened, and I was into it. But like the school I was in, I was wearing the Jeff Hardy WWF shirts, watching MMA. So it is what it is. But everyone was talking about it. It was like mainstream. Like it was like Kimbo Slice got knocked out. Seth had purple or pink hair. It was just like it was a thing. It was huge. Just
Was it like a job?
Yeah, he just like closes. I mean, his eyes were closed in the picture, and I mean, he had to see it. And it was a last minute fight. So I don't want to speak about, Seth doesn't fight anymore, but I've always, and this may or may not be true, Seth's a friend of mine, so if it's not true, then let me know, but I always heard Seth, like me too, head case. Well, this was the day of a fight, apparently. I think Frank Shamrock was supposed to fight Kimbo, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And he found out Kimbo was getting paid more than him, and he said he wasn't fighting. Like, he just pulled out the day of, and this was when Elite, I think, was it Elite XC?
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Wow, I'm dating myself really bad. Everyone's like, Elite XC, what's
On
that?
CBS, right?
Yeah.
It was on
That's
CBS
Like, what's Elite
with
XC?
Gus Johnson as the announcer.
Yeah.
Wow,
This
that was
guy's
even
really
better.
He could have just said.
I knew it was a leader too, but
He
damn,
could have just said Tim Fairhope, and I would have said, yeah, Tim Fairhope. That was the guy. I can't trust him anymore. He told me that he
Did
had
he
a
Google it?
conversation.
Do we need to Google it?
Yeah, right? He's that guy.
He's over here on the computer. I don't know really what he's doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
I'm on manscaped.com right
That
now.
fight was like a Conor McGregor at
Yeah.
the time Mayweather for MMA. That's like the Franklin and Rich Franklin and Forrest Griffin was like at the time was like a Conor McGregor Mayweather fight. It blew up the sport at that moment.
Sure.
Kimbo and Seth blew up the sport at the moment, and Conor and Mayweather blew up the sport, and like it's just the ball's rolling, so it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But yeah, the promotions in Florida have gotten.
They made a pipeline. They've made a pipeline, and they made it realistic. And now with that, what happens is you see kids now, and you see young men that wrestled their whole life and things like that. They see a strategy. They're like, oh shit, I could go to UCF and go train with all these killers and do it. I could go down to not Central Florida, FIU, and go train with killers.
Jorge Masvidal lives in my hometown.
Yeah,
Jim Ayler's opened a school.
Yeah,
Tiger Roca has a
exactly.
school.
Yeah,
I can go
everywhere
train
you're
UFC
at.
fighters.
Yeah, everywhere
And
that's
how
there
gr-
now.
Yeah.
They-
And how
they
great
have
is it of Val Woodburn is in that gym and he sees what Phil Rowe did and he sees what Mike Perry's doing. Chris Mixon just saw what Phil Rowe did, that he can spar him at Fusion XL on a Saturday, and he's like, hey, we're welterweights, we're both long and lean. Like, it's a great example. He can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can.
And
That's
Phil's one of the first guys. Nico Price was the guy too. Mike Perry was the guy. But Phil is like, I would say almost of the newer generation. You know what I mean? Like he came through all the amateur promotions. Nico Price is one of those guys. Perry is one of those guys that came through the amateur rankings of Florida.
The rank for MMA one.
They fought for Mike Perry was fighting everywhere he could. Alex Nichols was fighting everywhere he could.
Yeah.
Taking boxing matches.
Yeah, boxing, whatever. They just
Alex
wanted
told
to
me
fight.
like the best story. Like they would Alex and Mike together. They would set up boxing on Friday and MMA on Saturday. Do the weigh-in show early. Go, hey, I gotta weigh in first, and then go to the MMA, boxing fight, and then fight Saturday for MMA. It's just so crazy.
I mean, that's without amateur MMA. How do those guys get those fights?
Of course.
They go to outside. They might travel out of the states. Some people do.
And it's
but not
hard.
a lot of people
Amateur?
travel out of the states.
Yeah.
They travel out of the states
Yeah.
to someone else's hometown.
Yep.
They get mixed matched and they get taken advantage of, and they get, But now we have local hometown promoters that are looking out for fighters. And it's awesome to see that everything coming together the way it is.
And you can stay busy. That's the thing. Like if
Yeah,
it's one of those things where you're obviously everybody knows you're going to be hurt through a camp. You're never going to come to a fight 100%.
Never 100%.
But if you can stay around the 90 percentile range, you can fight a lot.
Yeah,
Balancing
you can be
Woodburn just fought July 20th.
That's what I'm saying. You can stay.
Another really good one, and I know you know him just with the scene. SD Dumas.
Yeah,
That kid's a stud.
Hopefully he might be fighting for us December 7th. We'll see how that plays out.
Oh, hey.
We got some big shows coming up at the end of the year. So.
Look at this. You got some dates to throw out at combatnight.com. Make sure you get tickets, guys. Saturday night, Orlando, Florida.
Yep.
It's a great card.
It's
Val
gonna be
Woodburn.
sold out, 100%.
There you go. Sold out. I don't even have to plug the tickets anymore. So if you
100%.
get a table, get that VIP table. That's another thing. If I could just say real quick. The VIP tables at Combat Night, it's worth every penny. Like sometimes, when you go to the movie theater, I don't want the 3D glasses and spend the extra $650. I don't need it. I can see Avengers Endgame with no glasses. But if you're gonna go to a Combat Night show, guys, go hit that VIP table. It's worth it. Just the room where you're sitting, the vibe. Sometimes, and then you're bumping shoulders with sometimes UFC fighters all the time. They're just drinking.
Absolutely.
Yoel Ramirez comes over. Actually, I have a really funny story about Jorge Masvidal.
Wait.
I should have said this when Ryan Quinn was on.
Give it to me.
So all your years down.
In Miami, in South Florida, a lot of bigger name UFC fighters come to our shows. Amanda Nunes. They go to all the local shows. They come out. That's another thing I love about the community is these UFC fighters are coming out and supporting amateur fighters. It's awesome. But Nina Ansaroff, Amanda Nunes, Jorge Masvidal, Yo Romero, Hector Lombard. Hector, man, it's so funny when I see him. He's like, "Oh, hey, my friend." He's like, "Man, you're my favorite promoter," and like always like talks to me. He's like, I'm sure he does that every promoter he knows, but it's cool, you know. It's like they're very personable, and they always come to the events. So a fight happens, and I want to say, I don't want to say what camps it was. I'll just say Jorge was involved, and so there's definitely ACT. And after the fight, it was a very heated fight, very good fight. The other guy's camp, not Jorge Masvidal's camp, the other guy's camp tries to pick a fight with Jorge Masvidal's fighter that he's cornering.
The fighter.
The fighter.
God,
like, tries to start a fight with him.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, Jorge, I want to say Colby was with him because Colby usually cornered with him, but that wasn't the noticeable. I mean, at the time, I think Colby had maybe one fight against a 3-2 Brazilian and won. It wasn't like he was a big fighter. Jorge was kind of the big deal. Jorge has been known forever. He's been fighting forever.
Oh yeah, legend.
And man, so Jorge jumps in the cage. They jump in the cage. And the other team coach just jumps right in Jorge's face and starts cussing him out, talking trash to him. And they're going, and I was like, oh my god! Next thing you know, Josh, this man, business partner, jumps in the cage. Clint Hester's in the cage. Before you know it, there's like probably 8 to 9 fighters in the cage, all about the fight, and trying to break up the fight and trying to calm down everything because fighters like Jorge Masvidal and anyone who has the balls to get in his face. Fighters.
I'm surprised you're not telling me that he sparked him with a 3-piece and a soda.
I'm telling you, bro. They separated them and they were like talking over each other and like going. I mean, it was really intense. And I was like, God, what would we do?
Yeah.
Because if one of them accidentally sparked Josh, he's fighting. If one of them hit Clint, now he's fighting. These are fighters. These are like real fighters. But yeah, it was really funny.
Wow.
Always really interesting, dude. Yeah, you need to come down to my South Florida more, man.
I want to. And then we're October 5th. It's God, I already have something on the schedule.
That's actually across the street from Coconut Creek, ATT.
I was just there.
And one of the guys
staying at that Hampton Inn right in the parking lot. I parked at American Top Team, left my car there, right next to Tisha Torres's, and just walked to my hotel room.
Yeah, we'll probably have there'll be a few guys there that night because of the guys that are fighting on the card. We have one they have a guy down there. It's like I want to say prodigy.
Sure.
He's a very hard guy to match. And
so you're saying that Dave from Fight Bananas is going to get a one-on-one with Jorge Masvidal underneath the Combat Night banner?
Not at all. I'm just saying there probably will be some guys down there.
No, that's awesome. That's really cool. Combat Night brings out superstars.
I'm just trying to trick you into coming.
I always want to come to a Combat Night show. It's always great shows, always great times, always great fights, first and foremost. If the fights aren't good, exciting, and if the fighters aren't really good, right? That's the bottom line. It's sooner or later it will
of course
dissipate. But always great. I love watching Brennan fight. He's always been me and John's dark horse.
The talent keeps getting better too, man. It's just crazy to see what these kids are doing that are amateurs that have one fight that the tricks they're pulling off and the Chris Mixons and it's crazy to see the level that these kids are actually doing it at a time when their body's still developing. So their body's developing for the sport. The muscles are. It's different.
Oh no, yeah. There's certain ones like he's saying that it's just phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, the next couple of years it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And when the hardcore athletes that don't get into D1 football programs, that don't get into all these crazy things, they're coming out more and more.
Yeah, even just 2 off the top of my head, and they've done it already. Greg Hardy and now Marcel Stamps. Mm-hmm. These are just their athletic ability. They're
Eric
just
Anders.
next levels.
Yeah,
there
he
you
was
go.
LSU football, or was he? No, he was Alabama football player.
Yeah,
Eric Anders.
3 great examples. They're just different type of athletes.
Yeah,
they just are.
When you play at a level like that, it's called an elite athlete.
Mm.
We see many elite athletes in MMA. The number one elite athlete, John Jones. His whole family is freaking pro athletes.
Yeah.
They literally popped out 3 unbelievable pro athletes. The greatest fighter of all times. And 2 of the baddest offensive and 1 defensive lineman.
Arthur Jones.
Or both defensive linemen.
Yeah, Art Jones and Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is an all-pro NFL player. The top of the top. The percentile.
Greg Hardy was leading the league in sacks. He made money in the NFL. He got paid for what he did.
He don't need to do this.
Hey, no. He was doing that and killing dudes. He was leading the league in sacks with Carolina, and then gets traded to Dallas. Still heads out. Everything else happened. Don't really care. And he was an elite athlete. He's a freak.
He is.
And it's just one of those things where they're coming out, like you said, now.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. But on the flip side, bro, you've seen it. How many times you seen a kid that just doesn't need to be in there, and a coach put him in there, and it's just like
Now, so
Only
Why
an
are you
amateur
doing
though,
that?
right? You see some pros?
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Whoa. Both
So-
of you guys looked at me.
So I'll say this much.
Okay.
And I am. If a coach tells me, see, I'm a very honest guy. If you tell me, hey man, this guy he's not the greatest, or he's been doing it for 6 months, but he wants to get out there and he can defend himself. He can defend himself, and I don't really know how he's gonna react when he's in the cage.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can find someone else
Like that.
like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Green guy. Cool. We'll find him the fight. Right. Proper fight.
Sure.
I have seen though some promotions, and I won't even say it's never happened for us. It's happened to us where we get a guy where a coach tells us they're green. They're not green. Like, I gotta trust the coach, right?
yeah.
They're
You
telling
have
me the
to.
truth,
You have to.
and I don't want to get that guy hurt, so I'll put him with another green guy. Yeah, it happens. But for the most part, if the coaches can be real about their guy's skill level, we'll be real and we'll get them an equal, because that's what we want. That's what makes a good fight. Two D-level fighters fighting each other can be really good. It's a good
Oh, it
fight.
can be entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
you
Well,
put
when
a
I-
D guy and an A guy? Come
Totally.
on, man.
It's a
Yeah,
murder.
This is not right.
I don't care if the A guy sells 500 tickets. I don't care about that.
Mm.
And if the guy can sell 500 tickets, you know what? I want to put him against someone just as good as him. So it's an amazing fight, and all his friends are crazy about how good this guy is. I don't want to get to the point where they're like, oh, he's 5-0, but he's never fought anybody. Like, he just knocks people out in 10 seconds, or he just submits them real quick. It's like, no, that makes us look bad.
No,
Wow.
I
I mean,
want-
it doesn't help the fighter either.
No.
That's
Yeah.
not how fighters grow. That's not how
No.
fighters
No,
get
no.
better.
I
And we're past the
100% agree.
time, 6-7 years ago, when amateur was just starting, they treated it like pros. And what I mean by that is, in the pros, most coaches want to find their fighters the first 3 or 4 fights, good fights for them.
Mhm.
60-40s, 70-30s. I mean, they want to get the best possible wins in the very beginning of their pro career to get them going, right?
Yeah.
So they were doing that as amateurs, and I'm like, why are people building amateurs? What's going on here? Like, given the right fights, fair, even fights, but why are we giving an A guy a D guy constantly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that should never happen.
And then guys went pro,
And I love-
who beat a bunch of D guys thinking they were good,
Yeah.
and they were going to be good pros, and they get smashed. And I'm like, oh.
And I love, John, you say this all the time, like, if an amateur, I want to fight a wrestler, I want to fight a ground guy, I want to fight a one knockout power guy, I want to
Yeah,
fight,
fight it all.
a boxer, I want to see everything
You want
in
to fight
there.
a sprinter. You
Yes.
want to fight a marathon
Yes.
guy. You want to fight
Yes.
a wrestler that can
Experience
grind
it
you
all as
up.
an amateur.
You want to fight everything. And then
Yes.
one time you want to find one guy that can do almost damn near everything. He may
Yeah.
not be the best at anything. He might be a
course.
B or a C across the board, but
Yes.
he's got to be good. He's got to
Yeah.
be transitions, things
Tough.
like that. And you got to be able to fight that guy.
Yeah.
And then once you experience everything, then you're good. But
Yeah.
it's also before it ever happens. Stop putting people in there that aren't ready. I don't
Yeah.
care if a guy that wants to fight for 6 months and he wants to get in there. If he's not ready and all he can do is defend himself, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Learn how to fight back.
Yeah.
Don't learn how to just defend yourself.
Yeah.
Learn how to be aggressive and throw.
By defend themselves, I mean they're not going to go in there and get mopped. Like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna-
yeah.
they're going to come out there, they have jab crosses. They're not going to throw
Yeah.
a switch step, a condit. They're not going to,
Oh, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
crazy. But
But
they're-
you've seen
they're-
people go in there and
Oh.
they throw a fucking and the jab's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the? How are you
Yeah.
in the cage right now? I'm like, what coach put you in there?
You know what? A lot of times too, man.
Do they get blackballed a little bit? You don't have to say you don't. But
Man, those guys get used more.
do the bad ones?
No, because you don't understand. Like, a lot of people will put in.
You want to just have fighters.
Yeah, they just want to have fighters. They'll put whatever. They're not matching. They're not.
No, but you in your personal
Oh.
in your head, like it's like, oh, I'm not putting that guy on there again.
There's plenty of people that I won't put on.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
a whole.
Yeah,
I got a
yeah.
whole list in my head of people.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
want. And I'll tell guys, if I ask them what gym they're at and they tell me they're not at a gym,
Yeah.
I will recommend the gym. Just ready to be.
Ooh.
And now there are guys like Javon and Strauss. Don't get me wrong. There's guys that are just naturally talented. But I'm gonna need to see you fight somewhere else first. I'm gonna need to see you
Yeah.
look naturally talented in another person's cage before I put you in ours.
That knockout
Like,
was sick.
yeah, and he doesn't train at a gym. He's very most of the stuff he's learned is at his home with his friends.
Wow.
You saw Merriweather's another guy who's a great, talented guy.
Yeah.
Who's independent.
Yeah.
So you don't want to discount an independent guy, but at the same time, I would rather just have a coach to talk to. Simple
Oh
that
no,
way.
yeah, absolutely.
I think you need it. To me,
That's what happened.
nowadays you need a team, and you
Yeah.
need coaches. Julian teaches the ground.
Yeah.
Someone teaches the wrestling. Mike teaches it's like
You're always better with a support system.
Sure, it's a solo sport, but
Yeah.
I've had guys who their coaches don't show up to wrap their hands. It's like, man, I feel so bad for this kid right now. Coach didn't show up to wrap your hands. And I gotta find someone to wrap their hands.
I've done that at pro fights. I've wrapped a few pro fights.
That's what I said. It happens to pros too.
It's crazy.
One of John Rafford's best stories, Undisputed Promotions night. We're in Orlando. We're at Gilt nightclub, and a fighter goes out, and John kind of jumps in and kind of spits on the commentary team a little bit. And we notice the boxer A has 5 guys around. And it's like JT, he's got the best boxing team. Craig Duncan, it's got them all. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson, it's got everyone. And then one kid is by himself. No coach. No. The round ends, and that's when you notice it. Really, no one gets in there. There's no stool. No one gets the mouthpiece out. No water. Nothing.
It's over. Grabs his own
Nothing.
water.
Grabs his own water. So John gets up. John
No,
Rafford,
he didn't have water.
He didn't.
I grabbed
Grabbed
water.
it
That's
from the commentary booth. I
Crazy.
kept in my ice cooler. So John walks over there, goes around the ring, the long ways, passes the corner, goes, starts, jab, 1, 2, starts helping out, talking, makes it to the end of the second round, gets the stool, puts it down under there and doing it, and the kid, you could, the bricks on his shoulders came off.
Yeah.
And he sat. And he lost the fight. And I think he lost all 3 rounds, but just he's like, wow, someone's got me. It was just it was amazing to see. It was a great.
Some people think corners aren't important. I've heard people say they don't think corners are important. I've won fights because of corners.
Idiotic. Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
Of course. It's coaching.
Oh.
Tom Brady's not without Bill
Mike
Belichick.
Tyson
Absolutely.
never fought without a corner.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I don't care how talented you are, right?
Anything. You have a coach when you wrestle. You have a coach when you jiu-jitsu. You had a coach when you...
No champion. I could be wrong. There could be a champion fought without a corner. To my knowledge, in recent era, there's never been a champion and if the champions aren't doing it, then why should you do it?
Diego Sanchez had 1 corner. Did that really work out for him that way?
Wow. Yeah.
Not at
That
all,
corner
right?
was bad.
And it was, I don't know what he was saying. I really don't understand
Some
anything.
crazy stuff,
Yeah.
man.
But you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
maybe knows better than that.
When he had
But
Jackson
at the
Wink
same
in the
time,
corner, he was winning the couple.
It was different. But yeah, I don't...
That's another thing too, man. Is not all coaches are qualified to be coaches.
True.
So, and it's hard for promoters in general to know who's qualified and who's not because they could be at a reputable gym. They could be somewhere. They could be affiliated with somebody, and it's just the way the sport is. It's such a young sport. It's that's part of it too. People think this shit's easy. I be getting on my live feed and telling you this is not easy. If you expect something easy, if you expect this to be something that's not going to be hard, and you're never going to be 100% to get into a fight. If you think you need to be 100% to fight, don't fight. Don't even start training. Don't waste your time.
You got to know the difference between being injured
or hurt.
Thank you. I say it all the time. I say it to my high school athletes. I say to anybody that does this. You have to understand what's the difference between being injured and just being hurt.
You know what's the craziest thing to me? Is the only thing in this world that you can control 199%. The only thing you have control of in a fight is your cardio. Your cardio. If you can't be disciplined enough to do your cardio, then you shouldn't get in the cage. I know guys that genuinely think they're just going to get in there and knock someone out as soon as they see, it's going to be...
Absolutely.
I've had fighters that tell me I'm just going to knock them out.
How many dudes have you sat at a bar or sat around and somebody goes, just get up and then punch him in the face?
Yeah.
And I'm going, what the do you think is
Why
going
aren't you getting
on?
up?
I'll order the fight every single time not to have to hear that person.
All right, here's my best story ever about this.
Okay.
Is at Ale House, because that's where we watch the fights, right? When we're rushing around, we got to get to the house, we got to work. So, Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm. I called it from a long time ago.
Yeah,
Holly Holm was Invicta saying, this girl's going to knock out Ronda Rousey. That's the way it's going to be. So, this fight's there. Dude, guy and his girlfriend, they're sitting in the first, the way the stools are, there's a big TV screen right here, and then there's one booth, right here, and then the row's a booth, right? So, he's got the there. And then there's a wall, and then I'm on the other side. And I'm watching this fight going, oh man, Holly's doing perfect. She's moving the angles. She's getting there. She's taking that. She's fighting off. She's not worried about anything but the hips. Ronda's never going to shoot. It's always going to be a hip throw. It's always going to be trying to get in the clinch and everything like that. She's got this game plan perfect. Winklejohn and all them are just amazing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, this is a great fight. This guy goes, oh my God, they're both fighting this is terrible. She's stop running. I'm going, all right, dude, you're gonna keep talking. These are 2 women, and you're yelling like you could beat one of these girls' ass. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, and in my head, that's what I'm thinking to myself. He keeps going, keeps jiving. I literally I stand up, I look at him, and I go, sir, will you shut up, please? Because both of these women will whoop your ass, and you will not get in that cage and prove anything. You're not getting in there. So please, shut up and let us watch the fight. And he goes, and he shut up. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't get in a fight. That was perfect. Everything was perfect.
Wow.
He just shut up. And he was with his girlfriend at the time. And I think she just kind of giggled. I'm not sure, but I'm going to say that happened.
I'm sure she did.
And I was just having my girlfriend goes, were you going to fight him if he said something? I was like, I really didn't want to. I just really wanted him to shut up so I could watch the fight.
So I got a quick Holly Holm story for you.
Okay.
Before she ever started MMA, I trained with her at Winklejohn. I used to live with Cowboy and Leonard Garcia off and on for a year, more on than off. And I trained with a lot of those guys.
Does Cowboy piss standing up?
What is it? I don't even get that question. He's a
Sure,
nervous
not
fighter.
sitting down in the cowboy.
Even though he's a nervous wreck before he fights, like back then he's like a fighter. That guy would fucking spar with 4-ounce gloves and no shin guards.
I'm sure.
It's crazy. And cardio out of
Living
this world.
legend.
He could just get up off his couch and go run 10 miles like it was nothing. His cardio was always so good. I didn't get it. But
Really?
always.
Always just.
Dude, the secret is the Budweiser.
And then he also
You have to level it out with the Budweiser.
they also live in elevation, so that probably helps a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
His spot. So we're doing cage drills with Holly. I've told the story like plenty of times. So I'm doing cage drills with Holly, and it's my turn to hit her first. She's moving on the cage, and I'm hitting her boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm just like touching my bot. And this is when I'm 2-1 as a pro.
Yeah.
Let's say I do not have good hands at all. I still don't have good hands. Back then, it was rough. So then it's her turn, and I mean, she knew I took it easy. Like, clearly, I in my head I was like, this is a girl. This is a long time ago. I didn't know who it was either. She was just a boxer back then. I didn't know who she was. I didn't watch boxing. I barely watched MMA. Then it's her turn. Holy shit. She let me know really quick that she was not a woman. She was a fighter. And like, she hit me with bippity boppity boop 3 or 4 times. I was like, oh my God, why'd she hit me so hard? Literally like buzzed my brain a little bit. And I was just sitting there thinking, I was like,
Wow.
this isn't for me. Literally, I was like, this is just not for me. I just let a girl buzz me. Like, it didn't rock me. You know what I mean? Just got like,
Yeah, you're like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are we swinging so hard right now?
Yeah.
That type of thing, I know.
I get in the cage, I get in the truck, we go to leave, there's always like a truckload of us. He lived like 45 minutes from the thing. And he's like, what's up, man? And I was like, man, I just don't know. I don't know if this is something I want to do. It's like, what do you mean? And I was like, bro, I like, a girl like fucking buzzed me today, bro. Like, she fucking got me. And he was like, the redhead or the blonde? I forget what she was at the time. She was redhead or blonde. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, he started busting up laughing. He's like, man, that's Holly Holm. He was like, bro, she's like a world champion boxer. She's like, bro, nothing to be ashamed of. And I was like, in my phone, I was like, Googled her real quick. I was still mad. And I did, like, I completely did, like, now that I've been in the game a little longer, and I know especially how it is to work with females and how they want to be worked with. They don't want to be treated any different than another fucking fighter. If you're going to hit them just like they want you to come at them. So I, like, ultimately disrespected her, like, for sure. Like, I was like, like kind of tapping, no pop at all.
So she wanted to
being lazy when I was on the cage, so she made me.
Yeah.
Girls got power too.
She got hands too, man.
Yeah, she got hands. And range.
Yeah, she got hands.
2 more things. We're gonna head off.
Y'all got me up past my bedtime.
I know. Last one, and then we'll go combatnight.com.
Sorry, I talk a lot.
All the social media. I know. I love it. Great stories. Hannah Goldie.
Lord. Go ahead.
Won the Dana White Contender Series.
Yep.
Picked up a short notice fight, 8 days, 9 days fight. New Jersey, up a weight class, 125 instead of 115. But she's in the UFC. What do you expect, going forward? How did you think she did in New Jersey? We know you're cool and close with Hannah Goldie, and just kind of the synopsis of the last month or so.
So anytime you get called up in the UFC and you get that paycheck, you gotta take it. Doesn't matter what's going on.
Sure,
Doesn't matter what weight class it's at. If you gotta go up a weight class, you go up a weight class. If you gotta go down a weight class, you cut off a leg.
You gotta get your foot in the door.
Yeah, get your foot in the door. So there was no question. They could have said we need a replacement for Cyborg, and Hannah would have taken it, and Hannah would have put on a show. She would have fought. Wow. I'm excited to see her go back down to 115, and I'm also excited to see her get a full camp. Throughout the history of her career, she's like pretty much known about most of her opponents pretty far out too, and has a camp. And she's a maniac, man. She trains so hard. Yeah. She puts a lot into this. And I think with it, that last fight where it was like right after the contender, she had enough space to like kind of chill some and relax some, and then we're doing the call. Again, we took it because you have to 2 weeks notice. It doesn't matter. gonna take the fight. But I'm excited to get a full camp, and already starting to get some offers. She's already starting to get some offers.
Cool.
Nothing that stuck because the other girl didn't want to fight Hannah, so that's kind of cool too. Like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, people aren't excited to fight. Yeah, one kind of okay, not yet. But I'm excited to see her coming out into 2020, hopefully with a fight or the end of the year.
Okay. Very cool. And then we'll end it, close it, Combat Night, push away, the website, social media platforms. We got August 24th in Orlando, 2 nights. Where's the weigh-ins for tomorrow night? Is it welcome to the public?
It is. It's going to be at the venue, 7300 Kingston.
Okay.
It's the Orlando Sports Complex.
Mm-hmm.
It is open.
Okay. Then August 24th. And after August 24th, October 5th?
October 5th.
Coconut Creek.
In Coconut Creek. Then we got November 9th in Jacksonville, Duval. Just now announced that. Richard just announced it. So
Yeah,
and then we have another pro show at the end of the year. Can't announce that one yet.
Okay.
That's going to be a good one.
And so the Duval show is an amateur show?
Pro.
Pro, right? Yeah, okay. So it's...
We'll have some amateur undercard, but pro overcard. And we have some studs on that card. We have Preston Parsons, Austin Lane, Reggie Mack, Stephen Koslow, Shelby. It's going to be a really, really good card.
Jeez. Just those 5?
Yep.
That's it. Like, they're not fighting anyone. It's them 5 versus broomsticks. They got my $35.
Yeah.
Great card.
So, Dustin or Khabib, since we were talking about that earlier, and he's off, he's out. What I was thinking about that the whole time.
Man, I always go for the person that I've met, that I've known. I don't.
Me too,
I
usually,
always go with my heart. But
You can have a heart pick, but what does the
in my-
fight say?
in my head pick.
Yeah.
It's gonna come down. Alakenta did a good job at stopping the takedowns, stuffing the takedowns. Dustin Poirier is not lost when it comes to stuffing takedowns. Honestly, I couldn't call it. I'd have to see the first round of the fight, and then
Sure.
I'd be like, I think I know who's gonna win at that point. But like ahead of time, I want Dustin to win. And
I mean, I agree. Yeah, I want Dustin.
I think
yeah,
we're
it could go
all
either way.
100% Dustin. But and you know me, I say this all the time. I usually never pick against the undefeated fighter. They're undefeated for a reason, and it's like it's like I knew they were gonna lose it. It's like they're undefeated, guys. He's ran through the weight class.
That
like,
man's a monster. Bro.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like until he loses, it's hard to pick against him. But yeah, I'm 100% picking Dustin, rooting for Dustin. He said the hair comment, so I'm all in with him.
No, I agree with you, but in my mind, it's one of those things. It's hard to see. Khabib.
It is.
It's like Khabib is a beast.
Yeah.
At wrestling.
And I feel like too the worst like
punishes you.
I feel he'll get clipped. He can get clipped, and he would just like zombie back up like the Korean zombie, and just like now we wrestle. Like
Something real quick too about wrestlers, and I was thinking this today actually. I was sitting in my sauna. I never have a wrestler come up to me and say, I just want someone that's going to wrestle with me. But I always have strikers come up to me and say, I just want to have someone who's going to bang with me. And you know what that tells me? I know you're a striker.
I'll be the first one to tell you, I hate wrestling.
Yeah.
I hate it. So I completely
That's a
understand on
great
the striking
point.
side because a wrestler sucks. The most frustrating thing in the world is not being able to get a grown man off of you.
Yeah.
It is the most frustrating
yeah,
thing.
it's deflating.
But what that reminds me and tells me is that wrestling is probably the most dominant.
It's so hard. If you're not ready for it
wrestlers,
cardio-wise,
yeah.
it's so hard.
It's
bro.
the best base.
For sure.
I always,
for sure.
every
I used
single
to,
Khabib has that,
disagree to
man.
that, and then everyone's so right.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
I used to because I'm a striker at heart.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that. Everybody knows that. I'm a
But we have uppercuts. No shots.
head kicks all the way. Let's go. Throw some spinning shit too.
I'd much rather watch that. I'd much rather
Oh,
watch
of course.
Anderson Silva front teeth
Oh,
than
I'm a Raymond Daniels fan because he throws anything and everything in the hockey and anywhere he's at. Right.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. But the truth of the matter is, nothing builds a dog like wrestling. Nothing builds a
Yeah.
base like wrestling. And it's just,
that mindset, man.
oh, dude, it's crazy.
But I do think that Poirier has the same mindset. So
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it's a dog versus dog fight.
Yeah.
And that's
If
why
he
it's
does
so
catch
great.
him, it is an uppercut, just so you know.
Man, guys, thank you so much. Fight Banaz official on Instagram. Slide into the DMs. We got a lot of big shows coming up next week. We got one surprise for you. It's gonna be fun. FightBanaz.com. Great articles on there. We're gonna have picks, staff picks for next week. I'm calling an upset right now. Zhang's gonna be the new champion. We'll bet $1, man. I'll take Jessica. Who knows? Manscaped.com DVA20 for the great 20% off and free shipping. Warhammer Fightwear, definitely check them out on WarhammerFightwear.com. Also on Amazon. I love the pants. Girls look
Stretchy
great.
spandex
And
yoga
yeah,
thingies.
they look. You get them. It's a great deal. great gear. They have hats. They got stuff for kids. Warhammer Fightwear, a good sponsor. Warhammer Fightwear. We'll link you up.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just need a pair of stretchy pants, man.
I know.
Hey, your stretchy pants.
And
thing
Still
is-
Nutrition, definitely check them out on Instagram at the Real N Still. Brock Weaver, big weekend for them for N Still Nutrition, and I think that's it. And definitely, we're 2 nights away. Combat Night, August 24th, Orlando, Florida. It's going to sell out. It's going to be an unbelievable card. Val Woodburn, Naomi Young, just a stack. 16 fights.
Yep.
Awesome.
Right now, it'll probably be 14 by the time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pull outs.
I love long cards when it's at amateur level and,
And
the
high
pros and
level,
all that.
too.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. I love that.
All these amateurs have a bunch of fights.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love it. All right, man. We appreciate you guys. Everyone have a great night. Drive safe. Be blessed.
Congrats, Philly Fresh.
Yeah,
congrats to
congrats.
Philly Over.
Bill
You
Rowe.
said it earlier, but congrats, man.
Yeah, man. UFC contract, welterweight. Well,
Great comeback.
they found out.
He wasn't hurt. He was hitting that